Have you ever gotten to the end of a long day and thought, why am I so exhausted? I haven't even done much today. Or maybe you've been sleeping, taking days off, trying to relax, but somehow you still feel drained. Here's the thing, burnout doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly. Most people don't wake up one morning completely burnt out. Instead, their mind and body sends warning signals for weeks, months, and sometimes years before they finally hit a breaking point. The problem is that many of these signs seem normal. We tell ourselves we're just busy, we say we're stressed, we convince ourselves that we'll probably feel better after the next vacation, promotion, or weekend. But burnout isn't just stress. It's what happens when stress goes unchecked for too long. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 5 biggest signs of burnout that most people ignore and what those signs might be trying to tell you. The first sign is persistent exhaustion. And I'm not talking about being tired after a long shift or a tough week. I'm talking about waking up tired, feeling mentally drained before the day even starts, needing caffeine just to feel normal. One of the biggest misconceptions about burnout is that people think it's simply a lack of sleep. But burnout-related exhaustion often feels different. You can sleep 8 hours. You can take a weekend off. You can even go on vacation. And somehow you still feel empty. That's because burnout isn't just physical exhaustion. It's emotional exhaustion. Your brain has been operating in survival mode for so long that it's consistently consuming energy even when you're technically resting. Think of it like driving a car with the gas pedal pushed down all day long. Eventually, the engine just starts wearing out. The same thing happens to us. If you've been feeling exhausted for weeks or months despite getting adequate rest, don't ignore it. Your body may be trying to tell you something. The second sign is losing interest in things that once brought you joy. Maybe you used to love going to the gym. Maybe you enjoyed spending time with friends. Maybe you had hobbies, goals, or passions that excited you. But now, everything feels like work. You start canceling plans. You stop doing the things that used to recharge you. And eventually, your life becomes a cycle of responsibilities. You wake up, you go to work, you take care of obligations, you go to sleep, and then you repeat. One reason this happens is because burnout narrows your focus. Your brain becomes so occupied with surviving daily demands that it has less energy available for enjoyment. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as emotional depletion. You aren't necessarily depressed. You aren't lazy. You aren't unmotivated. You're essentially running on empty. And when your emotional battery gets low enough, even things you love can start feeling exhausting. That's often one of the clearest signs that burnout is beginning to take hold. Let's talk about a sign people rarely associate with burnout: irritability. You find yourself snapping at people. Small inconveniences suddenly feel massive. The person driving too slow irritates you. A simple text annoys you. Someone asking a basic question feels overwhelming. And afterwards, you wonder, why am I reacting like this? The answer isn't usually that you're a bad person. It's often that you're depleted. When you're emotionally healthy, you have more patience, more flexibility, more capacity. But burnout reduces our emotional bandwidth. Imagine carrying a backpack or a rucksack that's already overloaded. Even adding something small makes it feel unbearable. That's what happens emotionally during burnout. The issue isn't necessarily the small problem. It's that you've already been carrying too much for so long. If you've noticed yourself becoming increasingly frustrated, cynical, or short-tempered, it may be worth asking whether burnout is contributing to it. The fourth sign is emotional detachment. This one can be sneaky. You show up, you go to work, you still handle responsibilities. From the outside, everything looks fine. But inside, you feel disconnected. Conversations feel forced. Relationships feel distant. You stop sharing how you're doing because you're not even sure how to explain it. Many people describe this feeling as being on autopilot. You're moving through life, but you're not fully present in it. This is one reason burnout can be so dangerous. People often don't realize how much they're struggling because they're still functioning. They're still getting things done. But functioning isn't the same as thriving. And just because you're surviving doesn't mean you're okay. Human beings need connection. We need purpose. We need moments where we feel engaged in our lives. When burnout starts taking those things away, it's a sign that something needs to change. The fifth sign might be the most overlooked of all. You constantly tell yourself, I'll rest later. I just need to get through this week. Things will slow down soon. I'll be fine. But the problem, for many people, later never comes. And every time they ignore their limits, they teach themselves that exhaustion is normal. One of the most common patterns I see is people treating burnout like a badge of honor. They wear constant stress as proof that they're working hard. But being overwhelmed all the time isn't a sign of strength. It's a sign that your system may be overloaded. The reality is that pushing through can work for short periods, but eventually your body collects the bill. And when that bill comes due, it often shows up as burnout, anxiety, chronic stress, relationship problems, or even physical health issues. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't pushing harder, it's paying attention. If you recognize yourself in one or more of these signs, I want you to know something. Burnout isn't a personal failure. It's not proof that you're weak. It's often a result of carrying too much for too long without enough recovery. And the good news is that recognizing the signs is the first step towards changing them. Take a moment today and ask yourself, what is draining me right now? And maybe more importantly, what have I stopped doing that used to help me recharge? Sometimes recovery doesn't start with a major life change. Sometimes it starts with simply being honest about how you're doing. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments. Which burnout signal do you relate to the most? And if you're interested in more content about mental health, personal growth, and understanding yourself better, make sure to subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember that you don't need to earn rest. Sometimes rest is exactly what keeps you moving forward.